All right. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, and welcome to our pre-arrival webinar. As for someone who is just joined us, I just want to tell you guys this would be our last webinar from our pre-arrival series of webinar, and today we have a very special guest because it's our last but not least webinar. And just want to introduce myself. Who don't know who I am? My name is Hini Kamel. I'm International Affairs Coordinator, and I work out of sunny Fredericton corporate office, which due to COVID-19, I'm working from my home. And I got this wonderful guest, our former NBC student, Marvi. So I'll just let you introduce yourself.
Hi everyone. Thank you for joining us on today's webinar. And yeah, I'm Marvi Kayat. I'm from the Philippines, and just like you guys, I used to be a student at NBCC. And yeah, should I start? Okay.
Yep.
So yeah,
Thank.
so Hani
Yep.
asked me to share my experience. When I used to be a student, and yeah, I came here in Canada last August 2017, and I took a 1-year culinary arts program at NBCC and St. Andrews. So that's more on the Charlotte County side of New Brunswick. And I think just like you guys, when I first started, I had lots of uncertainties. Like, will I be able to go through this by myself? Because I came here alone, and I'm not sure how many of you guys here listening will are here alone by themselves, or you're with your family or friends. But yep, I came here alone, and I was scared. I mean, basically, that's the first thing that you'll feel. You'll be scared, but you'll be excited at the same time. And then the questions that I have in my mind were like, how will be my classmates and my teachers like? Will my English be good enough? Like, will be they kind to me? Like, how am I going to receive this entire whole new experience? But then, first thing that came to my mind when I stepped into the campus was like, I'm already here in Canada, might as well, enjoy the entire experience, do what I can do my best,
Yep.
because it's hard to go back, right? Like, I'm not sure with Henny if that's the same thing that he felt when he first arrived here, but yeah,
Yep.
that's exact a feeling.
I am also a newcomer, and well, kind of. I've been here for 3 years, but I don't know if it counts as a newcomer, but yeah, I guess I'm also a newcomer and has the same experience. It's challenging, but it is exciting at the same time, and that's why I just want, we did a numbers of webinar. We invite instructors, we invite our immigration advisor, but I think we do everything because of students, and that's why I want, students to hear from someone who went through this path and tell about your experience study, and if you can give any advices on what to expect, what do you like in Canada, something like that would be great.
Yep, definitely. So again, as I've said, I started, and then I was a bit hesitant to approach my classmates and my teachers because um, this everything for me was foreign. Like, this was my first time to come to a country to study, to work, to live. But then what I like about NBCC was that the instructional approach was very experiential and interactive. So if in case I need assistance, your instructors, they're easily approachable. Like, my instructors, my chefs, because I was taking culinary arts by then, if I need help, if I need to talk to them, I can just go straight to them and tell them that I need help, I need this, I need that. And the good thing about being an international student, you'll also meet other international students, so you won't feel
Yep.
alone. You'll have the same experience, you'll share the same feelings, so you can just talk to them, and then both of you can figure out, like, hey, we need to do this, we need to do that. So yeah, that's it. And then, but I won't be able to promise you that it's easy. Definitely it's not. It's also a struggle, but it's up to you and how you're gonna approach it. If you take it the positive way, then it will be so light and so fun. I did say I had struggles, like I financially struggled because, being an international student, you're only allowed to work 20 hours per week, but you can always work full time on breaks like winter break, spring break, summer break. But then the question is, how can I support myself working just part time? Will it be enough? Can I pay my tuition? Sort of things like that. But NBCC, I mean, I took to our student services, and then they offered me solutions like um, financial options on how I'm gonna pay this and that. I also applied for bursaries, which I suggest you guys should
Yep.
do as well, because it really helped me a lot. And people here around, like locals, they're very helpful to us. Like I got overwhelmed that I got funding, which I mean from people that I don't know. So it's really a plus as well. And then, yep, there you go. I finished my 1 year. I enjoyed. I did everything that I can, and I finished the school year with flying colors. And that
Great.
helped me too, because if you do your best in school, you finished with this and that, you'll get good recommendations from your instructors. And that helped me to land a job, an employer that helped me to get my residency. So
Wow.
that's
That's
a
great.
great
That is a
advice
success
from
story.
me.
I mean,
Yeah, to
it is
you guys.
inspiring. You inspired even me. Great. Um, yeah.
So yeah, I only finished 1 year. I applied right away for my postgraduate work permit, worked for my employer, got my permanent residency, and there you go. 2 years time, I'm good.
Yeah. So thank you very much for sharing your experience. It was amazing. And to be honest, I feel the same way. It just the way you take it, and I always take it in a positive way and just go through the. And it's I learn a lot, and I think I grew a lot, like from personal perspectives. How to
Mhm.
handle with different stuff, because it's definitely not happens every day when you go to foreign country you probably never been in, and you have to handle stuff that you never faced before. But that's great. And I think we are examples that we made it, and you're gonna
Yep.
make it too, guys. Thank you, Marvi, for sharing your experience. I just want to go, if you wouldn't mind, ask some of the questions that I received from students before this
Yeah.
webinar. So
Yep.
I'm just wondering if you can
Mhm.
shed a little bit of light. And for students who has questions, I just want to remind you guys that we'll try to address questions only in regards to these topics, because we're unable to address any immigration questions. And you probably already received the email in regards to your orientation, ITLC, that is going to be on September 1st. And during this orientation course, you will receive answer for your question in regards to immigration and all the stuff. But today we're just going to talk about NBCC experience studying at NBCC. So first question I have, a lot of students ask me, tell me, is it hard to find a job during the studies? And yeah, I'm not always can say is it hard or not, but what about the employment opportunities as soon as you start studying, like on campus, off campus? So and especially talking about St. Andrews. St. Andrews is a smaller community. What would be your advice, or what's your point of view on it?
Oh, so I'm just gonna share what happened to me. So that's also one of those questions that I stumbled on when I first arrived. And yeah, St. Andrews is very small. Opportunities I can say are limited because it's only like a tourist destination for the summer. But if you are open, let's say right now, because we're still students, if you are open to any job, like you don't choose, as long as they pay you right and they treat you right, then take advantage of that. Because it depends on location too. Like let's say for me, St. Andrews, I took the any opportunity that I can get. But if you're in Moncton, Fredericton, or St. John, you got lots of opportunities to choose from. But if you're in an isolated, maybe not isolated area, but if you're like somewhere outside the city, then yeah, take any opportunity that you can get, and
Okay.
then as long as you treat your life, and then that's good. Also, I did some online jobs that can pay me few bucks, and that also help. You just need to find it online.
Yep.
And yep, it's just all up to you. Yeah, just all up to you to find what suits best for your schedule, and of course not forgetting your school and your study time, because that's still the most important thing.
And that's what I exactly what I heard from students. They told me, because I approached different students asking the same question, and they told me like, if you're really into it, you will find the job. It is possible. And yep. So another question, also speaking of work, just want to close, because a lot of students, I'd like to receive, Canadian work experience. Tell us a little bit about your pathway from international student to full-time employee. So how did this work?
Oh, okay. So for me, since I was taking culinary arts, and there's a hotel in St. Andrews called the Algonquin Resort. So as I've said, if you've created this bond and this good relationship with your instructors, they basically just referred me to the head chef at the hotel. So I asked the head chef if I can work part time. I can only do 20 hours. I went upfront like I'm an international student. I can only do this certain number of hours, and he said yes. So I worked there part time, and then as I finished my school year, and I applied for permanent residency under AIPP, my work hours from my part time actually counted. And since it's in line with my course, then it really helped too, because I only need to do few hours just to cover up the 1 year Canadian work experience. So let's say if you found an opportunity that's in line with what you are taking in school, then that's definitely a plus.
Yep.
But as I've said a while back, if that's the only opportunity and it's different from your course, then yeah, just go for it for now. You'll always find opportunities no matter what.
Yep.
So you
Great.
don't be scared. Don't be
Yeah.
scared. Yes.
I definitely like the attitude, and yeah. So thank you for sharing your thoughts and your experience. And I just want to also, I think it's worth to mention that, experience from experience could be different from different approaches.
Mhm,
We're not insisting that it's the only way, but that is, what
mhm.
we saw and other students. So I invite different students during the last years. They share their experience, but it's always nice to hear people thoughts and their, uh, let's say, pathway. So can you tell us a little bit, because students ask me about the St. Andrews community, how you like it so far, what makes St. Andrews so special, and something that you like about St. Andrews, because I go to St. Andrews quite often, yeah, and I do like it.
Yep, I love St. Andrews. St. Andrews is very beautiful. It's a small town by the Bay of Fundy.
Yep.
And as I've said a while back, it's more of a summer destination. So summer, there are a lot of job opportunities. Like it gets really busy because you get tourists from the U.S. all over Canada, like they're on their road trip. And yeah, you will be able to earn what they say the golden bucks summertime. But wintertime, I have to be honest, wintertime it's dead because there's no one in there. Most of the people who live there, they only have summer homes, so they only go there for summer. So wintertime, it can be a bit, it can be a bit of a challenge because I've worked in that hotel, and summertime is what's really nice. I was earning this and that. Comes this next season, they have closure dates, so I find it a little bit hard to make money or to earn more to pay for my school fees. But I applied for another job part time, so I can give like 10 hours to this, 10 hours to that, so I can still keep the other one. So
Yep.
I've worked at Tim Hortons. I can totally tell you that I've helped people to clean houses, this and that, just anything that can help me to support myself. Because it's only you right now that you can only rely on yourself. You can ask help from other people, but it should be all coming from you. Like most of the effort will all be coming from you. So
Yep.
yeah, definitely if you're going to St. Andrews this year, I'll tell you it's really beautiful. You'll enjoy it there. It's peaceful, it's quiet. The people are very friendly. If you ask help, they will definitely help you, especially like their small municipality government or something. Yep, they're really helpful to international students.
Great, thank you, thank you. Just another question on my list. If you can share a little bit experience about your program of culinary arts, what you did like most, just about your experience study at NBCC. What do you like most? What you find was very helpful? Maybe some advice that you can give to students who just arrived. We did provide advices from our instructors from NBC, but I
Mhm.
always want to hear from students how how it looks for you, what you like most, what advice can you give to students who just arrived.
Yep. I'm not sure though how it will work this year because
Yep.
of
Because
the COVID, but from my past experience, like as I've said a while back, it's hands-on. So that really helped me because you go to school, let's say culinary arts. I go to school, we do let's say first part of the class will be classroom. So you'll do presentations, you'll be it will be discussions, and then after that the second half will be in the kitchen. So definitely you're gonna start cooking right away. Like you'll do it step by step. Of course, your chefs will guide you. And like I say, yeah, I mean, it's more of like for me, what I appreciated the most was because that's my first time to work in the kitchen, guys. I'll tell you,
yeah,
I wasn't used to it like in a commercial way, but they will be very patient with you. The things that you'll need, I won't say that they'll provide it for free, but let's say they'll tell you how much. They'll give you time to get it. Let's say I need knife kit, I need knives, I need this and that, I need books. They'll give you time to get it. And don't be shy to tell them that you need more time. But definitely they will help you. They will even lend you something. Like my chefs before, I wasn't able to get my knives because I wasn't a bit prepared that I need to buy a lot of knives that first month of the year. But yeah, they let me borrow theirs, and then as time went by, I was able to buy mine, and then I was able to complete it. And school uniform for us, yep, there is a library. They offer you great prices, and that you can take advantage of that, or you can buy from marketplace.
great. Thank you. Thank you. Yep. And just the last question from me, and then we can jump to the question from students. And I just want to remind you guys who just joined us, we will address question only related to these topics because I see a lot of immigration related topics and the way it works in Canada in order to provide any advices on immigration, we would need to have immigration license, which I'm not sure, Marv, if you have one, but I don't. So yeah, so this question we will leave for ITLC for our orientation program. I mean, Marv shared her experience going through immigration, but we're unable to advise you if it's easy, how long would it take, if you would be qualified. So the last question on my list, tell me, Marvi, what about your overall experience living in New Brunswick, and what you like it, what you can advise also to students who just come into New Brunswick. They've never probably been here before, or majority of them have never been here before. So what would be your advices for students in your experience? What do you like most living in New Brunswick?
Living in New Brunswick, for me, because I have driven most of the areas here in New Brunswick, and that's what I appreciate about it the most. Like this province is really beautiful. It got lots of tourist spots. Like, hey, if you're a traveler, if you really want adventure, you can find it here in New Brunswick, and that's what I like because it's by the water. You still got mountains. You got cities, and the people are very nice. Like when you see them, they smile at you even if you don't know them, which I find, especially in St. Andrews, they greet you right away. And at first, I felt odd, like someone's asking me, how am I? And I don't know them, but yeah, just smile at them. They're
Yeah,
very friendly, they're very approachable.
that
General in living in New Brunswick, since I can say this looks like more of a countryside, so you won't be really expecting things that you see from big cities. So just have to take your was it your expectations to where you are located. Let's say I was in St. Andrews, so I already expected that this will how it will be, so that you won't get disappointed when you don't. Let's say St. Andrews, it doesn't really have a lot of things that you will need. You'll only have a grocery store. You'll only have a gas station. That's it. Few restaurants. That's it. So if you need something in the midnight and everything's closed, then I'm sorry, there's nothing that you can do. But if you're in the cities, then it will be so nice because it's so convenient. You'll be able to get everything you need right on. So I
Yep.
think it depends on the location, but yeah, overall for me, even if it's a countryside, I did love it, especially the people and the places, the destinations that I've been to here.
Yep. And that's exactly what, applies to me. I like the freedom. It's not that busy and you can get from place to place. We live by the ocean.
Yes.
We have amazing place to go to ski, for example. If you great if you like to if you like to ski, if you're new to ski, you can try it. So a lot of freedom and not too busy, and we have amazing nature. We can go on trails, a lot of forest, a lot of oceans, a lot of things to do, definitely.
Yes. Whale
And
watching.
yep, whale watching. Yep, in August. Yeah, it's about right time, guys. So I think that's all I had on my list. And I see students already post some of the questions. So would you be interested to go through the questions?
Okay,
I mean,
that's good.
I will also try to, share my experience. I was not international student, but I will also try to add something. So the first question is about, is there any social media groups that I can make connection with a classmate? I just want to, address it from my point. There is NBCC international Facebook page that
Mm-hmm.
I'm in charge of this, and I put news and I chat with the students. I'm not sure if you can make, probably not going to make connection because it's a web page related to NBC International where I put news and chat with students. But is there any advices that you can give for students who is looking for social media group to get together for NBCC students?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's right. The Facebook group that Henny has mentioned, that's the first group that I came upon when I first came here. And that actually connected me to a lot of international students whom I share the same questions. And yeah, you can find that on Facebook. That I did find that myself too. And then the students that I met there, we were able to share ideas on how we're going to go through this paperwork because we all share the same sentiments. Also, I became part of the NBCC Instagram social media team. So if
Yep.
you wanted to be part of that, you can search that on Instagram. It's NBCC. I don't know if they changed it, but I used to be a part of that. And then you can share photos, you can share news that's happening within the campus, and you can share whatever questions or ask whatever questions. And definitely, students will be able to give you their advices, and also the team who manages that profile.
Great, thank you. And I just sent via chat the links for our Facebook page. So guys, just check in a question that I send the link to the web page. And I also going to send you the follow-up of this email where I include all the link, including all the recordings of the webinars that we did during this summer. So another question I have here, it's about the scholarship and brochure, because
Mm-hmm.
I advise students to apply. So if you can share this a little bit in details, how did you apply, and what is applicable for NBC students. I just want to remind the students that NBC does not provide entrance scholarship, but the scholarship and brochure are available for students who is already studying at NBCC. So yeah.
Mm-hmm. So yeah, so the link, I think they attach it to when they send you emails. I think there's a link where they send you all these resources for bursaries that you can apply, or you can also
Yep.
do it on the website. It's I think it's there.
Yep.
But yeah, I
It is.
applied online. I filled out paperwork, and it's only like it's not hard. You just need to put in your personal information. The questions will be like, of course, why do you need financial assistance? Of course, because you're asking for financial assistance, right? And basically, I just said because I'm only doing 20 hours per week and it's not enough. It's not enough to cover this and that. I'm trying my best to work here and there, but I still need support. And of course, you'll have to fill in background information of why, like why this and that, what are your goals. They'll ask you, of course, for your goals, because they want to see how determined you are to reach your goals, and they want to see where their money is going from. Like, is it worth it to give it to this person because she wanted to achieve her dreams, sort of like that. But those are the questions. So all the, I mean, if you answer it, my advice is it should come from the heart. I mean,
Yep.
don't make up stories to that. You'll make other people pity you or something. But yeah, it's all from the heart. Whatever you felt and whatever is the truth, tell it. And then whoever
Okay.
will assess your application, they'll feel it. They'll feel it. And then I got it, and yep,
You
it's
go,
worth it.
yeah, you're gonna get it too. Hopefully, fingers crossed. Some of the students actually um, likes your English. It says, "Wow, your accent is great, Marvi." So yeah, so we got the
Thank
compliments for you.
you.
And because yeah, it's always when you come to new country, the English might not be the first language, but you're gonna go through this and you will improve your English.
Yes. I mean, the more that you talk to Canadian people, or the more you talk to other international students, regardless of your accent, you will improve yourself. Yes, because I have to admit, when I first came here, I was a bit timid. Like, I'm not really like outspoken and stuff like that. But you have to push yourself. You have to talk to them, because if you won't open you open your mouth
Yeah.
to speak, then you won't practice your English. So yeah, go out there. They don't care if you have wrong grammar, if you
Yep.
mispronounce words. As long as you understand each other, then that's the most important part. Yeah.
Okay. And it's great. And what I found for myself, when I get to Canada, it's like I was more or less fluent in English, but then I was what I found useful. I just keep studying English even more. Even if people would understand me, I still try to improve my English grammar and all that stuff. So guys, I understand when we come to Canada, like people understand us. We talk to them without any problem, but it's also worth to invest a little bit of time to understand different, let's say, expression, pronunciation, or stuff that specific to New Brunswick, because Marvi also mentioned that she passed with the flying colors, which is idiom of English, which means you did very great in your study, stuff like that, which we understand, which we take it as a granted. But many students like, passing with the flying colors, what does this mean? That's welcome to Canada. There is a little bit idiomas which I didn't know some of them too, and I've been in a very funny situation which I'm not going to share with you right now. I may tell it about you when we're gonna meet in person. So another question for you, Marvi, is tell us about the winters. We hear about the winters, we hear the winters coming, and what's your experience coming from Philippines to Canada winter-wise? Because for me, I'm from Ukraine. We do have winters. It was not
Hmm.
something like really crazy. I do ski a lot, and I went to Europe, so it wasn't big issue for me. But I know for students who they don't have the winter, it's their countries and in different parts of how. So what would be your experience on Canadian winters and any advices that you can give to students?
Yep. So winter time. That's my first winter ever in my entire life, because Philippines is more of a tropical country. We don't have snow. So when I first came here, I don't really know what winter is all about. I hear it from the news. I see it on TV, on the internet, but to experience it myself, yeah, it's really fun the first time. I even shoved my face into the snow just to feel it. And like, you have to be prepared, because they told me it will be really really cold. It will be minus this and that, negative degree, like this, like that. So yeah, if you'll be able to find like winter jackets, coats, definitely find, the right clothes, then you'll all be set. For me, I drove, so it's a bit of like an adjustment because winter driving is it can be a bit scary because it's very slippery, roads are dangerous. But as soon as you go through it, because it doesn't come like, it comes in gradually, it doesn't come like right away, so your body will be able to adjust to it. Like right now it's starting to get cold because it's summer is almost over, but your body will get used to it as time goes by, and then
Yep.
winter time, you may not be able to you will just say it's just like normal, but I do suggest that you need to be prepared. Find the right clothes, socks, mittens. Just if you can find marketplace right now. My friends, or there were international students who went to NBCC 2 years, years after me, and I think the community gave them actually coats, which I find it really really helpful because my time we weren't able to get that support. Like I was running here and there to find, to get myself ready. But if there's this community support that will help you, then that's good. But yeah, and working wintertime, it can be a bit of a challenge too, but I think you guys will be able to go through it just like what I did.
Yep.
Yeah,
Yep.
it will be
And
fun. It will be fun.
and speaking of work, by the way, I have a question here about what would be your advice. Did you find the job through the website, or you actually went from place to place just to talk to manager? So what would be your opinion on that? And also not always like to St. Andrews, but to other cities as well. So yep.
Oh well, because the first job that I had was through referral from my instructor to the head chef. So I can say for me it went a little bit easy because he just referred me right away and I got hired right on. But you can either do it through the website, because when I moved here in Moncton, first also I was recommended before I moved here, but when because of COVID, like this and that, through websites you can easily find it. Word of mouth will be easier. But yeah, you can just go through websites. Indeed, I'm not sure what NBCC I think also post
Yep.
job. Yeah, they do have, right?
Career Bacon, yeah. So there is
Yeah.
a numbers of websites that you can find, and there is also employment opportunities page on our NBC website. So yeah, I will probably going to post it in our Facebook international page. So it's another reason to subscribe and give us a like. So just see what the website where you can find the jobs, and also we have housing option page where we outline where you can find the job for each campus. So yeah, hope this will be helpful for you. Okay, great. I think so. Here's a question. Here's a question. Did you make any local friends? And by local, I'm not sure if it's Canadian friends or if it's international. So, but anyway, did you make any local friends?
Oh yes, yes, certainly I did. I mean, don't choose your friends. Choose your friends wisely, I should say. But the people that you interact with, yeah, just talk to them. Like locals, let's say if you say locals to me, then immediately that will be like Canadian people, indigenous people here, like the First Nations. Yep, I made friends with them, and they're also really nice. Some of them, maybe some of them haven't even traveled outside Canada. So it's a good thing for you to, it's an opportunity, I should say, to share your culture, to share your country. And in that way, you'll be able to connect because you teach them your culture and then they teach you their ways of life. So it's more of like an exchange. And in that way, you make a bond with them. And in that way, they'll be able to understand you. And in that way, it will help us international students or the international community that, hey, we're here to make friends with you. We're here to, do this and that. And then we're here to be open. And then on their part too, they will be like, they want to be open minded, they will be informed. And I think that will help because I mean, I'm not saying this to scare you guys, but maybe some of the locals, when you talk to them and you don't find it that they're too friendly, and you might think that they're rude right away. It's not like that. Maybe they just don't understand because they don't know where we are coming from. So
Yeah,
just be patient. Yeah, just be patient and just shrug it off. It's not much of a big deal.
yeah. And I think it's 100% because we come from different countries. We have different perception of life, different points of view, and that's, I mean, everyone who comes outside of Canada, or I would say out of North America, would see the difference where we can learn or teach. And yeah, so it's really, for me, it was big life experience, so I can learn a lot from Canadian lifestyle, and I can
Mm-hmm.
provide my also experience, and share my thoughts with many Canadians, which I found was very interesting and funny.
Yeah, yeah,
Claire, if
especially
you're
if
watching
you.
it, hello. Yeah, I just want to say hi to Claire if she's watching this, because yeah, we will also like talk about these cultural differences. And yeah, so, and it seems like we are came to the end of the questions that relates to the our experience. I see a lot of questions about the PR and all that stuff. Unfortunately, we're unable to address those. And as I said, that you probably already received your email for orientation, and so you can ask immigration related questions there. Okay, and if you uh, so here's a question. Henny, how did you ended up working for NBCC?
I'm curious
So
to know too.
yep. So yeah, I think I will just touch a little bit about my work experience. So when I came through New Brunswick, I like, and once again, it's my experience. I did not have any problem finding the employer. I have few job offers, and I work in different companies before. And then I did research online, and I saw that opportunities, was different opportunities where you apply. Sometimes you've been invited for interviews, sometimes you don't, but you just keep searching. And I did apply. I went through everything, the same procedures that everybody else would go. I did apply my CV. I was selected for interview, and I went through the interview, and that's how I ended up working here, guys. So yep, there's no no big deal. Sometimes volunteer for different organization make help and get you into the pass. And that's what I was advised to. You can volunteer and in different organization to know people, to build your network, and just
Hmm.
just think what you want to do in your life. Maybe this some job you like more, and other job you like less. So this volunteer opportunities will give you the idea what you like, because sometimes you have to see what you don't like to understand what you like in your life. And that's how I ended up at NBCC. So yeah, what do you have anything else that you would like to add, Murphy, for students who is watching this? Because we don't have any more questions specifically for these topics.
Well, I can just say good luck to you guys. It will be a fun experience. I can assure you that. I mean, maybe depending on how will be your take on this experience. But as long as have, was ha, what Hani has said, as long as you know what you're looking for, what you know what your dreams are, your goals are, then I think it will be, in the end, it will be worth it. For me, it was all worth it. It was a struggle. It will always be a struggle, but in the end, when you finish it, when you reach that goal, then it will be all worth it. So good luck, guys. I do hope that, well, I mean, your experience here will be as fun as mine, and maybe with like like Henny's. And yep, when you see me around, just feel free to say hi, ask questions. I'll be glad. I'll be glad to share you whatever I can share. Like, yep,
Mm,
that's
thank you.
it.
Oh, and by the way, I have the last question, because students who is watching you, They wondering what is on your background. I see the map of the world, and which is very inspiring. And I see, is it Dreamcatcher, right?
Yes, yes,
Yeah.
yes. That's a dream catcher. Yep. And then my world map, so it's a scratch map. So those you see those colors that they're different. Those are the countries that I've been to because I'm of like a
Yeah.
traveler myself. I love to explore. I would love to get a New Brunswick map because I was able to travel most of New Brunswick, so I can scratch that off.
Yeah.
And also, I do advise if you're, let's say, if you were able to get a hold of a town map, like let's say I got one in St. Andrews, I crossed all the roads, all the spots in St. Andrews. Yep, explore
Yeah.
it, explore that, because
Yeah.
that will be the time for you to explore, guys. You only got this moment right now. Take advantage of it. Yep,
Yeah.
one life.
As I said to Marv, it's very inspiring to see the dream catcher and the map of the world. So yeah, life is what we make out of it, and our dreams there. So thank you, Marv. It was very lovely to talk to you. Thank you for your experience, and thank you guys for watching. As I said, it would be the last webinar on pre-arrival series. I will send the links for scholarship, for social pages, and the recordings of this webinar during my follow-up for this webinar. And see you hopefully in person in campus. Until then, still safe, still healthy, and have a great day. Bye bye. Thank
Yep,
you,
have a
Marvi.
great day.
Yeah.
Bye,
Bye.
thank you.